a helpful addition now to my logo sheet. So I've added two boxes here, one for square ratio, one for rectangle ratio. It means that when I'm trying to export logos for Google in particular, or I just quickly need a logo exporting, I've not got to draw a box, make an artboard, anything like that. They're pre-done, I can just stick the logo on one of these and export it. Saves me a lot of time, a lot easier.
So my improvement today is that normally on the made to order, when I get a red tick come up, so like this one here, 1365, I'd have to like scan through all of these just to try and find it. So I spoke to Jake, and what we come up with, I spoke to him about getting a scanner. So he brought me a scanner. So what I have to do now, if I click up here, make sure I'm on that, scan this. And what it'll do, it'll come up there with the number, but then also show me exactly where it is, speeding up the process a bit more quicker, so I don't have to stand here for ages trying to find where it is and ticking. So, thank you, Jake. Thank you very much.
Okay, so today's improvement, we order some boxes in for our Ringolas, which are custom made. But there isn't actually any Kanban for when they actually run out, so it's obviously for people to see when the pallet's low, which isn't good enough. So we've now got some Kanbans done that's going to go onto our Kanban wall, and then now this will follow the same system as all the other boxes to make sure that we don't run out.
I've noticed a small error on the label printer on the made to order tracker. So this field here is meant to pull through colour. Obviously this item here is made out of cardboard, so there is no colour. So I need to put in some logic so it won't show the NA. So at the minute the customer will see that when they see the parcel. So just a quick improvement here. So I've changed the formula now so it will check if it has a colour, and if not, it'll just put nothing there. If it has a colour, it'll pull through the colour from there. So on a particularly busy day, it's good to know how much of each item is sold. So I've made a report here in Limworks. It's called Processed on a Date, so you can pick a bunch of dates, or like just this is today's data, and it'll pull through every order we've had basically. So it'll find out how many of this item in total we've sold, how many we need to get, pull through the title, the SKU and the quantity needed. This might just be a helpful addition to Jake's job and Alice's job when we're trying to work out what we need each day.
Okay, just a small improvement today, so I've just put on where to return this tape gun to once it's been used.
As a quick addition to that improvement, I've added an extra column here that says in how many orders. So basically we'll know if an item not going round or we can't do it, we'll know exactly how many orders will be affected.
So when it comes to folding the pizza ovens, normally it's done on a smaller press brake. So I've made a program for the Armada for it to be folded on here. The only problem is you can catch the top of this machine. So thank you, Jim, for getting this cut out for me, so I can put it on top of the machine here to detect it more better when I'm folding up bigger parts. Thank you very much. So to add the improvement the other day, we made the order with the scanner. Jake has added a label here with more better instructions on how to do it. Thank you, Jake.
Right, mini video in here. Just moved all the industrial textile part database into new login pretty much. So that just make the whole part database running smoother, and also freeing up some space on the JJB one. So just making it all simpler. Another improvement in here is on the industrial textile part database. Just specified the product parts and custom from the drop-down menu, so that saved me up typing each time. As also when we copying up all the titles, we imported all the work path. So when the product is designed, we type in all the work path that's being inputted into here as a title, which is then going into Trello. This is not finalized yet, but this will have a material thickness and a work path, so then everything can be copied into the Limworks and simplifying the process of the product travel through the factory. Hello, little improvement in here, raw colors. So every time we wanted to specify color of the product, which is a customized or prototype, whatever it is, we would have to type in here the specific color according to the charts which we have, which is not a lot of typing, but it always takes a time. So right now what I did, I typed all of these colors in here into this spreadsheet and selected colors roughly what I think they should be. So they're all color coded and they're all in here, so we can nicely select whatever we're working with, making it all easier and all simpler. Thank you very much.
Whilst printing, I've noticed that quite a few items print out in the wrong tabs, and that's because these are composite items that have been given a location at some point. Now, once it's made a composite item, you can't actually change it here, so I have to find a way of removing all these locations so that things print out in the right tabs. So the first try I did, that didn't actually work, so I've had to do a different way. So what I had to do is remove all of the composites, do a nice export beforehand, get rid of all the locations, and then re-import the composition. So that way, the compositions were temporarily broken, and now they're fixed again.
I noticed there was no pen anywhere near Laser 4 to update this list, so I've got a pen, it's been labelled. Thank you very much.
We've had a few issues where we've not got enough labels for cap brackets, so we've established that we only want to have 10 per label. So if someone orders 14, for instance, we'd have 2 labels. We'd have a label for 10 and a label for 4. So what I've done is I've set up a new rule, so it'll look for any cap bracket orders where we have more than 10 brackets in the order, and it'll split it into packages of maximum weight 9. So that is a sweet number, making sure we have 10 per box. So when I'm filling out the custom prototype Kanban, in this thing I'll either normally put folds on Trello or all 90-degree folds. So rather than typing in each time, I've added 2 new buttons from Stream Deck. So I've got one here that does 90-degree folds, one just says a folder on Trello. So tap either one of them and it'll type sentence for me. Saving a lot of tapping on the keyboard, saving a lot of time, it's a lot quicker in general.
Jake just made me this new sign. It shows anyone who's new to the area where everything should be rolled, and I'm going to use this section to write down the values in as few steps as possible for the 900s and the large waste incinerators. Thank you very much.
Okay, so today's improvement, we often need a knife when we come in to pick any parts in our barn area, but then we require walking around trying to find one. So we just got one here with magnets, says where to return it to once you use it, saves you walking around trying to find one.
So on my prototype generator, when I start typing in colours, it doesn't actually bring anything through. So I have to use the RAL code at the moment. So I'm going to improve that and make it a lot easier. So say I type in green, it'll bring up all the RAL codes for green. So on the sheet where I keep all the colours, what I've done now is I've combined the code and the colour name to get in this column. So now when I'm generating a new name, I can just come in here, start typing in blue for instance, and it'll bring up all the different blues. So I can just pick one of those and work from that.
Right, finally with a bit of a problems which we had with the floor, all got cleaned up, scraped off and repainted, recoated, and finally we got our photographing studio, which we're very happy with.
Great job everyone, thank you very much.